What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Panthers Game 2 Panther franchise here on Madden 23. It is year one in this Panther franchise, and the Panthers did not make it to the playoffs. We thought maybe we would have a shot right there at the end. Made a good run for it. Actually ended up doing pretty well with our standings. We were 9-8. If you're looking on the screen there, you can see 9-8 with pretty much the rest of our folks, and so it came down to a series of tiebreakers that I don't know what those things are. So the Panthers did make it, and this episode there won't be any playthrough, there won't be any gameplay. We're going to look at the season. We're going to take a look at an overview of our season, this season one. Look at the team, look at some of the awards and the stats, kind of review some things for our team to see just how we might need to improve the team. So we're not going to get into the off season itself. It's kind of a preview. It's kind of a recap of the season and a preview of the off season. And so if you're here for that and you're interested in that, then we're going to go a little slow and take our time to kind of look at some of the things going on that went on this season. The first thing I kind of want to look at is just kind of a review of our schedule. Just kind of go back, look at some of the games. Man, we came out the gate playing extremely well. I think our best game was the first game against the Cleveland Browns. The defense actually showed up in some really interesting ways in this game. Bryce Young came out 293 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Great debut for him. And I just kind of remember looking at our defense and thinking, man, we might have something with this defense. Especially, I think we were able to get some pressure. Yeah, we were. Brian Burns was in there. Derek Brown got in there. Vander Esch. I mean, it was very, very interesting and exciting to see how that defense was coming together. Kind of started out 2-0, and then we hit this 3-0 skid, which we kind of thought we would. We figured we'd lose the same game, although we were in that one a little bit. And the Cardinal game was a winnable game. You know, it was a rainy game. The score 6-10. Man, this is one we let get away. We let it get away. Kyler Murray beat us. I think I remember that game. It was a big run, I think, by Kyler Murray that kind of set things off over there with them. Yeah, 53 yards and a touchdown. And that's what got it with them. We let that one get away. And if we'd have won that one, maybe we would be in the playoffs right now. But anyway, we let that one get away. 49ers a better team than us. Probably a game that we probably should have lost. So we went into that three game skid, and really the defense kind of disappeared during that time period. Also, we weren't able to get a whole lot running in that time period. You know, if we're looking at these games, we're going to see that the Cardinals are probably not the best one to look at. But we can look at the Saints. The Saints, we just didn't get very much running. I guess we could go to box score and look at rushing yards. Yeah, we had 49 rushing yards on that week. Looking at this week, we had 41 rushing yards against the Giants. And we got the win in that one, but another 40. Oh wait, that's the Giants right there. We had even with the Rams, we only got 100 yards rushing in that game, and so it wasn't, we weren't seeing a whole lot of good progress with the rushing game, and so we made the move to move Miles Sanders right around the trade deadline on week 8, and was hoping maybe to get the win against the Falcons. This is a game we thought we'd win when we looked at it preseason, but it turned out they came out pretty good. We still we did a little bit better without Miles Sanders. Got 127 yards, and I believe that's a combination of Blackshear, and Bryce Young both running. So we didn't get immediate gains, but Blackshear only had 7 carries. 7 carries for 69 yards is a great average. The offense was starting to open up a little bit more for the run, but still nothing really happening on the defense. You know, kind of went through here. The rest of the team hit a major losing skid here, where we lost to the Bucks, lost to the Falcons again. I think this is the second Falcon game that we lost to. Is that right? No, it wasn't. That was the first Falcon game. Bengals, though, we figured we'd lose that despite them having a better record than us. Lost to the Falcons a second time here. And then Ravens, we were able to get out of it and get a big win against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens of 41-47, and started to turn things around a little bit after that. The Broncos have been playing really well, so we lost against them. Again, a better team. And then we made a nice run here at the end. We won 5 games in a row trying to make a push for the playoffs, and didn't quite get there. So overall, 7 games, 8 games seem to be about the right number for how we thought we would, how many wins we thought we'd get this first season. We got that, and I'd say it was a successful season. We learned a lot about our team. We learned what we're good at and what we need to change. And yeah, it was eye-opening, to say the least. Let's take a look at let's look at our team here on the offensive side of the ball. Oh, okay. I guess NFC South is what we're going to do. So NFC South, this is us here. So overall with the offense, we had 7,522 yards, which is not that bad, especially given that we have a young player. Offensively, we were pretty low though, with 5,821. Key things that I kind of look at: first downs 337. That's not that bad, but rushing touchdowns only 19 this year. Again, not a lot, although it's a little bit better than the Falcons and the Bucks. But a lot of these were 1-yard touchdowns. That passing plays, they got stopped on the 1, and we kind of punched it in. So we still want to be able to do that, but it doesn't mean that this 19 is not reflective of us being really efficient with our running game. We did get a good amount of points though, 26.2 points per game in this season, second in our division in that way. Again, I'm bagging on our rushing, but looks like the Bucks were even worse than we were. We got 1,596, but a lot of that came afterwards. Let's look at the defense. Panthers, we were able to stop a lot of plays, but I think there's a third down conversion is what I really want to look at. We forced got 6 fumble recoveries and 54 sacks. Wow, that's we lead. Let's see what that looks like NFL wise. Wow, NFL wise, we led the league with sacks with 54. I would not have thought. Did we lead the league? Hold up. Let's look here. Yeah, we led the league. The Bills behind us and the Packers. We're the #1 sack team in the game. The sacks didn't come from the defensive line though. They came a lot from the corners, and we're going to see that in a minute. Also, got some fumbles here. We didn't do much on the interceptions, I'm pretty sure. Actually, look at that. We got 17. I don't remember 17 interceptions. I remember like 7. I remember like 7 interceptions. We got 17 interceptions. Wow, it's a little eye-opening. I thought our defense hadn't played very well, but according to these statistics, our defense didn't do too bad. We only allowed 81 yards. We did make some plays. That's very interesting to me. Let's look at conversions. What I want is third down. There we go. Third down. I want to know about third down defensively, but third down conversions. Let's take a look at where we are in that. So, 50% on third downs, which is not that far away from. Well, yeah, I guess that is pretty low. 58% was the highest. And so we're in the middle. Ooh, the Vikings, 38% on their third down conversions. Unless they're playing us, man. I feel like if it was third down and 8 or 16 or whatever, the defense was able to really get that going. The offensive team would find a way to at first down against us. Red zone proficiency, I thought we were actually pretty good in this, although we threw a lot of interceptions in the red zone. But offensive percentage, let's see where we are in this. We're further down. Looking for, did I pass us? Panthers. 53%. 53%. Interesting. Let's go to NFC South and see what we got. So we had 77 attempts in red zones, which we led the league, led our division in red zone attempts. Ended up with 41 touchdowns. Okay, so we did okay. Field goals, 53%. Yeah, nothing outstanding. Rest on defensive trips. Yeah, touchdown allowed. Wow, looks like the defense played well in the red zone. We only allowed 20 touchdowns opposed to 30s and 40s for everyone else in our division. So I mean, as hard as I've been on this team's defense, actually statistically didn't look like we did too bad. I still think we can grow in the area. Maybe it was feast or famine. Maybe we got some plays that we I just don't remember. I largely felt our defense was outmatched, getting beat easily. Players were not anywhere in position where they needed to be, especially in the passing game. And but hey, that's actually not that bad when you look at all of those things. Actually, I'm sorry, let's take a look at some of the stats for the individuals. So Bryce Young, rookie year, had a really good year. 4,454 yards for a rookie, not bad. Passing interceptions, he had 29, but man, a lot of those came later in the season instead of at the beginning of the season. He kind of got worse toward the end of the season, or at least toward the middle. But overall, 262 yards, 85.8 rating is not bad for a rookie. I thought he played well. I feel comfortable with him at quarterback, and I see no reason why we would make any changes at quarterback. I thought he played really well. Yeah, I thought he played really well for our team. Running backs, are they going to show? Do I get to see the people we traded? No, we don't. We don't get to see what Miles Sanders was doing, but Raheem Blackshear, a great game. Let me see if I can look at his stats in the year. Can we look at them week to week? I thought we could look at these season stats. Yeah, this is probably what I should have did with Bryce Young. Maybe we'll go back to do it. So you can see here 0 attempts. He got a few attempts in week 4 and week 5. Picks up most of his attempts. This is when he starts. So up until this point, he only had what, 23, 40, 35, 95. He had 95 yards going into week number 8. And then he got 69 yards, which is okay. 43, still not great. Wow, this Falcons game, he only had 35 rushing yards, which that was not good, man. But then the Ravens, he broke out a little bit with 105, 64, 59. He is a 122 and hits a bit of a stride here in week 15, 82, 124, 100. Broken tackles, I feel like he broke a few more tackles than this. Overall, felt like a more motivated player. I mean, when we were playing with him, it just felt like when we were running that he looked like he was looking for the holes, able to burst through the holes much easier. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited to see what Blackshear is really going to bring to this team. The idea in my head was we're going to trade Miles Sanders. Maybe we'll get a back in the free agency. That's what I was thinking when I was trading him. Maybe we'll get some in the free agency. Raheem Blackshear will be someone that we just have until until that time. But I'm actually kind of interested to see where Raheem could take us. He kind of sold me. Can this guy really be the starting running back for this team going forward? I kind of want to give him a shot at it. You know, we'll look and see what free agency does. We'll look and see what the draft does. But Blackshear could be a real contender for real for us. He also played pretty good, you know, in the past. Does steady stuff in the past as well. But I really do like him, and I am curious what he's going to end up bringing to the team. Receiver play was very interesting. Adam Thielen, man, this dude was a definite leader for this receiving corps. Definitely a mentor. The most reliable target. Hate that we lost him for a few games. I think he'd have a few more yards than this. But Adam Thielen was just money. We hit him 74 times, and he got over 1,000, over 1,100 total yards and 10 touchdowns, leading our team in pretty much every reception category. His averages are high. DJ Chark actually leads us with average, but also DJ Chark only had 38 receptions, and Thielen had 74. So all in all, man, Adam Thielen was great, and I'm not quite sure how long. Let's take a look at his contract. I know we're gonna get into contracts a little bit, but I'm curious how much longer we have him for. Let's look at the contract. We have him for 3 more years. I think that's perfect. I mean, we're gonna let Adam finish out his contract, I think. Okay, so that's enough about Adam Thielen. Hayden Hurst was a key player earlier on. Went to him a lot. Key third down target. Had a lot of drops. I'm curious to see. Does it show how many drops? I can't get the drops. No drops. They don't show drops here. Yeah, well, Hayden Hurst, almost 1,000 yards, also pretty reliable target early, but there were several games where he just dropped key passes. Right after catch, 219, he also played well. Yeah, Hayden Hurst is a solid tight end. We hope we don't have to go anywhere from him anytime soon. And here we got Jonathan Mingo, who came on toward the end there. Now, Jonathan Mingo is one of these players. We like him. He's got a superstar trait toward the end there that we haven't really messed with, but he's a 77 overall, not the fastest guy. And you know, he seems to be good over the middle. Catching is high with 87, catching traffic 89. Seems like another sure-handed guy. So it could be that Mingo is really shaping up to be the Thielen replacement. But what we don't have is someone that really stretches the field. And DJ Chark, he has the best opportunity to do that. He has the 94 speed. He has the deep route. He's got okay with an 82 deep route. But all in all, I think what we're going to end up having to do is move on from DJ Chark. He may not be the main guy. We like his height, 6'4". We like his age, 25. But he may not be the guy that we really need. We need someone to stretch the field a little bit more. And so if we make a move at receiving, DJ Chark may be where we make the move. I know somebody might probably thinking, well, why DJ? Why not some of the other guys? DJ's a guy that, you know, he's a completely tradable piece. I mean, he's 25 years old. Again, I know his contract is up this year, so we'll look at that to see if maybe we can get him to come back. But if we get him to come back, it'll be one of a sign and trade kind of situation where we think we can move him in a trade scenario, maybe to get something better. So that's kind of the deal. He's probably one of our better pieces. The other receivers, you know, Shi Smith, Preston Williams, didn't do very much. Ultimately, the pass game was between these guys: Thielen, Hurst, Mingo, and Chark. And Blackshear got in there as well. He did a lot. He did a lot for the pass game, and so did Miles Sanders when he was here. So good stuff by the receivers. I like our receivers, with exception to maybe a move at DJ with DJ Chark. Let's take a look at the defense, and this is the place before looking at the stats, and I still am feeling this way. I'm most upset about, not upset, but disappointed about our defense, specifically linebackers and cornerbacks. We have really some of the fastest linebackers in the game, and we were still getting run on like nobody's business. I mean, run on like nobody's business. We tried to make the conversion from Von Vail to linebacker, and I don't know, maybe that's not working. He didn't really do a whole lot. You know, he had 3 interceptions. He had 7 sacks, and so that was decent. But overall, I didn't really feel like, you know, he didn't really feel like he made a presence on the field that much, Von Bell. We saw a lot more of Leighton Vander Esch when we got him in, and Vander Esch with the 53 tackles. Again, he came in a little later, and so his whole season wasn't with us. I don't think we had Vander Esch the whole season. But he felt better. And then who is it? Tremaine Edmonds, another player. I want to see more out of our linebackers. I don't think that those linebackers really were seeking the ball, going after the ball like I know that they could. And I felt like we fumbled the ball. This team can play better at linebacker. Looking at these plays, he played well with 8.5 sacks for us, Tremaine Edmonds, but we got to figure out something there. And then the cornerbacks, Shaquille Griffin is probably, we traded for him. I don't think he's going to stay with this team. There were so many plays where he is nowhere near where he needs to be defensively, missed tackles. I saw number 37 in a lot of botch plays. And so I think it may be a situation where we promote Dante Jackson and give him a chance to play that second space. Either Jackson or Henderson could get an opportunity. Here's Henderson. Let's take a look at him. He's got the star jab, which is good. That 93 speed might get it done, but that man coverage is what's killing him, and that makes him, I don't know, fit into the slot position a little bit more, especially since we kind of like to bring pressure from the slot. The sacks that come in, anyway, so we'll see what we do with that cornerback position. We'll talk a little bit more about it when we kind of look at the team position by position. Burns led the team with sacks as well. He should have led the team in that direction. Tremaine Edwards did get 8.5, and I'm just want to make sure, because is that all with us, or is that 8.5 for the season? Even with the team that wasn't with us, curious about that. Because he came late. 2-2-2-1-1-1. Yeah, 0-0-0-0-0. Okay, so he got his 8.5 sacks when he started with us at week 2. Wait a minute, is that right? Hold up, I'm looking at this the wrong way. My bad. Week 1. That's interesting. I don't think Tremaine was with us week 1. Can't remember what week he joined us, and so the stats are a little off with him. But still, he was okay. I expected more. I expected more out of all of the linebackers. I expected more. So we're going to figure out what that is. Maybe we don't have them in the right spots, but we're going to figure that out. Jeremy Chin started to come on late in the season. And so he started to do something a little bit later, but again, I think he did well enough to keep his spot at the strong safety position, but I don't know that he, you know, he's the right guy. I take that back. Chin's the right guy. I think I liked his man coverage. It's hard to find for me strong safeties that have good man coverage and zone together, and he seemed to have that. But anyway, that defense, that secondary just was put in a lot of questionable scenarios. JC Horn got all these interceptions early in the season, and after that, I don't know what happened. JC just seemed like he no longer was playing once we got to week 4 and on. So overall, if you can hear it in my voice, I feel like our defense just didn't quite live up to, you know, what we wanted to do. So I like to get our defense to play a little bit better. And offensively, I thought we had some really interesting opportunities with that. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket for just a second and see, as we move through, kind of what's going on here. So right now in the playoffs, you have the Buffalo Bills and the Browns, and you have the Bengals, who really came back to get into the playoffs. They were struggling at the beginning of the season. Must have went on a big win streak in order to get into the playoffs. And so the Bengals and the Colts. And then you also have Green Bay, and you have Dallas and the Dirty Bird Atlanta Falcons. And so NFC South is represented in the playoff run, at least according to the week that we are currently on. Let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and advance the week. Let's go ahead and advance the week one more time here and see what else we got. Okay, so we still are in the playoff bracket. Looks like it's going to be the Commanders and the Cowboys and the Bills and the Bengals. Ooh, this Bills and Bengals game is going to be pretty good. I wish we could watch it. We can't watch it. Why does it say select? Well, we can't select anything. Wow. Why? Oh, I can select this one and get a box score, but I can't get a box score on any these other ones. Oh, I can't get it. Okay. All right, so we'll get off of that. Let's take a look before we jump and see who gets to the before we get to the Super Bowl. Let's look at how our players ranked nationally. We kind of looked at what they did individually. Russell Wilson was the top quarterback of the season with 5,300. Matt Ryan right behind him. And Matt Ryan, is he going to retire at the end of this year? He should. But Russell Wilson, two of the oldest players, two of the oldest quarterbacks in the league, leading the way. Patrick Mahomes fell down a little bit. A little surprised to see that. Joe Burrow's doing his thing. But we were probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16th best quarterback as far as yards are concerned. Lots of touchdowns thrown. We had 31 total touchdowns, and of course the 29 interceptions. Interesting to see Jimmy Garoppolo in this mix, even though that they didn't play all that well. Denver is not in the hunt for the Super Bowl, and neither are the Bucks, but these two teams are, and so is this team. So interesting to see where that is. Okay, let's look at the rushing title. Jonathan Taylor gets it, 1,800 total yards for him, with Saquon behind him and Josh Jacobs behind him. Breece Hall and Christian McCaffrey lead the way here. We don't really compete in that category. Chris Godwin, receiver, tops all other receivers in receptions, and yardage. Tops all receivers in receptions and yardage. 17 total touchdowns, almost 100 yards per game. Tim Patrick was next. Let's look at yardage here. Yeah, Kupp, Tim Patrick, Devontae Adams, and T. Higgins are your top 5 receivers. Jamal Chase is here, and I think we might, let's see, where Thielen looked probably about 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 24th. Not bad. It's not bad for Noah Head and Adam Thielen. Looking at the blocking, I'm just going to pad that. Go straight to defense. Fred Warner leads all players in tackles, or at least tied with Jerome Baker, Okereke, and Devin White. Devin White's a player, man, that we were looking at trying to target. There's no way we're going to get him, though. No way we would get him. Although we might be able to put together 2 really good linebackers for one. I don't know. I shouldn't talk about that yet. But they lead in the tackling. Let's take a look at the sack leader. Von Miller leads all players with 24. Khalil Mack right behind him. Aaron Donald, Juden, and Cameron Hayward. Beast mode, but 24 sacks. That's crazy. That is crazy. Interception leaders for the NFL. Six? Awuzie? Oh no. 6 is the most interceptions that we've seen by one player this season. Tre'Davious White, Brian Branch, and Marshawn Lattimore. We helped him with that. Let me look at the NFC and see what. Yeah, so JC Horn is 5 and ties for the lead in the NFC, but again, he got that very early. Okay, so not too bad there. And let's see, is there anything else? I don't think we really need to worry about anything else there. Don't need to worry about it. So yeah, I thought that again the team kind of played pretty well. Again, we were mid. We were mid this season in all of the categories. Let's go ahead and advance the week and get a look at the yearly awards. Very curious to see how all of this plays out. Okay, so we're on the Pro Bowl week. Cowboys and Bills make it to, and that's a class. Isn't that a classic matchup? Is it who did Jim Kelly's Buffalo Bills? I think they played the Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken. At least 1 or 2 of those Super Bowl trips. So that could be a fun classic game there. Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo Bills. If you're still here and you're looking at the video, like the video and subscribe to the channel and tell me who you think is going to win, Cowboys or Bills. You're going to know by the end of the video, but you can tell us anyway. It'd be kind of fun. Let's look at the Pro Bowl. See if we have anyone in the NFC. We look at this. We got a fullback, Eric Saubert. He actually did play really well. 73 overall in the Pro Bowl. That's funny. What else we got? Anyone else? That's our team. St. Brown, Osborne. Nope. Nobody. Kelsey. We shouldn't have anyone on defense, in my opinion. But Tremaine Edmonds gets in there. The #1 middle linebacker. Wow. Okay. Edmonds gets in there, and I think that's it. So we turn in two Pro Bowlers out of our season. The fullback and the middle linebacker. Get it done. Let's look at the Pro Media Day, see what they say. This ridiculous game here that I wish they would do something else with. The Pro Bowl is meaningless. I don't even know why we do it. It is a no. It's a no-go. Let's take a look at the. Well, I think we can move on to the next thing. I don't think any of the lineup changes show up until after the Super Bowl. So we'll get to the point where we look at whether we gain or lose dev upgrades, and then we'll check out some of the players that might need to re-sign, and then we'll move on after that. So let's look at some of the yearly awards for this year. Jalen Hurts, NFL MVP, not Josh Allen. Trevor Lawrence, a bunch of quarterbacks. They're all quarterbacks. Nothing but quarterbacks for the MVP race this year. Coach of the year goes to Denver Bronco coach Nathaniel Hackett, with Arthur Smith right behind him. But yeah, MVP. And so let's look at NFC. Offensive Player of the Year, Chris Godwin, leader of all receivers this year. He edges out Jalen Hurts as the Offensive Player of the NFC. Cooper Kupp, we're nowhere in this list, and again, probably shouldn't be. Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald, Cam Jordan. Again, we hope that. Oh, wait a minute. Von Bell was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Are you kidding me? Number 9. He's the 9th pick. How? What did Von Bell do this year? Wow. I don't even know. Offensive Rookie of the Year. We don't get it. Drake London gets Offensive Rookie of the Year. Drake London is, what is he? Oh, he's a wide receiver. And Desmond Ridder, oh, that's right. It's kind of funky the way our deal is. Blackshear peeps in the bottom of this list, number 10. I'm surprised that we don't see, I'm surprised that we didn't see, what's his name? Our quarterback, Bryce Young. Man, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Lucas Van Ness, Aiden Hutchinson. Again, I know we kind of have an overlap of last year's rookies and this year's rookies, so it's a lot to stand out against. Jalen Hurts, the best quarterback of the NFC. Saquon Barkley, the best receiver. Blackshear is on the number 10 on this list. I'm telling you, man, he's coming for it. You better pay attention. He's on his way. Adam Thielen, number 10 on the list. So we're peaking. We're peaking on their offensive line. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have anybody here. Defensive line. Brian Burns, number 10. We got a lot of players on the list. Barely. All right, here's Tremaine Edmonds, third best. And then you got Von Bell in this list again. It's interesting. Maybe they played better than we thought. J.C. Horn almost edged out by Marshawn Lattimore, but again, that's a statistics thing. Jeremy Chin, number 10. So we, like we've been saying, we did get the kicker, but I'm not really worried about that. So like we've been saying, we're doing okay, but it's not amazing. It's not amazing. Let's look at the lineup and see if maybe we lost any dev. Don't think so. We are star, superstar Flamingo, star. We have okay. Have a star tight end that could play fullback, which is good actually. We may need to. We'll look at that. Let's look at the defense. J.C. Horn's a superstar. Did he go up? Was he a superstar before? Burns is I think J.C. may have gone up. Progression history. Oh, we haven't looked at his. Oh no, yeah. Development trait increase to superstar dev. Yeah, so he's someone that went up. JC Horn. Interesting. Strip specialist is not what we're going to end up with him. Huh. Very, very interesting. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and advance the week. We're going to go ahead and advance the week and see. Just get to the front page of this off season. And then after this, we're going to kind of go through, look at the team and see, what we need to do. This is actually probably where I should have. I wonder if now is when we're going to see the upgrades or the downgrades. Let's go ahead and do the upgrade of players. Okay, these are all extra players, so we're going to let the computer upgrade all of them. Nothing to worry about with them, but staff moves. we are considering making a move at defensive coordinator. We've got 61 million in cap space. Yeah, I think we can invest a week once more, because I don't want to. I would like to take a look at what players we want to re-sign and let whatever cap hits hit. Yeah, let whatever cap hits hit. So players ready to negotiate. Let's take a look at this and see. Shaquille Griffin. Oh, so we've already lost the other players. Is that what's happened? I don't remember Shaquille Griffin being on our list. Shaquille Griffin. I don't want him on the team. I didn't realize he was due though. Ray McCallay, DJ Chark, Henry Anderson. None of these players. Dominican Sue, again, he was kind of a fill-in. He would come back. We may end up re-signing that center. Again, we're not going to do it at this moment. But this is a preview of the decisions that we have to make. I think this decision here is an interesting decision. Shaquille Griffin, he's 28 years old. Would love to see what's available at corner. We may take our chance and try to fill that role in free agency. No, let's take a look at him real quick. I just want to see what we got with him. He's a 93 speed, 85 coverage. He should be playing better. 85, 88. I mean, he should be playing better than what he's playing. He has not played well. Maybe he's ready to play well. Number 32. Yeah, we got to make a decision about him. Make a decision about him. Speaking of, let's go take a look at some of the salaries. That's not what I meant. Not the salaries. Oh yes, that is it. Team salaries. And see, we actually don't need to make money. Again, our cap space says 71 million. So we're actually doing pretty good. We don't have any big penalties. I don't mind what we're paying for Burns and Edmonds. Those are our biggest contracts. Derek Brown. These are some of our most, these guys are making the biggest difference. Horn is making a big difference. Those are all big contracts. Don't mind them. 23, 25, 25. We do have 1 year left for Brown that we might have to make a decision with. Burns is coming up. So next year could be tough. Next year could be tough. But overall, Shaquille Griffin, bonus, penalty, no penalty. We might have to drop him. Van Der Esch, no penalty. Dante Jackson's playing well. 27. Von Bell. Yeah, I mean, I think our team is in decent shape. We're in good enough shape to do something with the free agency. It's probably going to be a free agency off-season. Going to be a free agency off-season for real. For real. Let's take a look at it. What I like to do now is just take a look at every position. Maybe kind of see who went up overall and who did not. Looks like a lot of people went up, which is good. Quarterback, Bryce Young goes up as a player, goes up to 84, which is pretty good. I don't know what he was before this, but looking at his progression, oh no, look at this. He drops, he loses some throw accuracy mid and deep. Actually, he loses throw accuracy everywhere. He loses a little bit. Wow. The rookie loses a little bit. But does still have, I believe, does still have the star trait, which is good. Blackshear goes up to 76 overall. Let's take a look at his card. He should have probably, I'm gonna guess that he went up. I'm not gonna do this for everybody, but I am curious what we get with him. So he did get some milestone stuff, fantasy goals. I don't see any progression though. Are y'all gonna tell me what he progressed with, or no progression? No progression stats for Raheem. Let's see what he's still at a normal. I wonder if he's gonna be as good next year. Eric Saubert is up. Mingo goes up to 77. Let's see if he makes any progression. Oh, he goes down to star dev. He had superstar, he earned it, and he no longer has it. He's just a regular star dev now. Wow, they stripped him of it. No bueno. Let's look at Thielen. Thielen's at a normal. His trait decreased down to normal dev. Oh man. So a lot of our best players, man. Skills regression, medium route. Actually, he lost a lot of skills. Thielen lose a little bit, even though the green arrow is up. DJ Chark, what are we doing with him? Nothing. They didn't make any progression this way or that way. Very interesting. I'm curious about the linebackers. Von Bell, star dev, and no movement really on him. Yeah, no movement on him. Leighton Vander Esch, about him. Nothing on him. Everybody looks like the green arrows are going up, which I think is interesting because I see players losing things. Right outside linebacker was weak for us. This is another weak spot for us. In fact, let me do this systematically. I should have did it this way the first time. So Bryce Young lost a little bit. All this says green though. I'm confused. I don't know why it's saying there's increases when there were decreases. Maybe one of you guys can help me understand. Eric Sauber's gone up. Thielen went up. Preston Williams, is that him? Oh, Puka Williams. Preston Williams is 74. He went down a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna make a lot of different moves here. Maybe this guy becomes our next fullback. I like his speed, 83. I think we're gonna lose Saubert. One of these are probably going to get turned into a fullback. 81 on the offensive line. Feliciano went up a little bit. No increase there. Taylor Moton went up. Burns goes up to 92. We saw 90 last time. Tuttle goes up a little bit. Gross Matos gets up a little bit. He made some good plays this season as well. Good young player. Not quite sure what we want to do there on the right end though. We may want somebody a little more, less speedy, more anchory. Derek Brown, 87. Let's see, 25. Did he go up? No, he's just a star dev. Just a star dev. He remains in the same trait as before. Anderson is there. And then of course we saw Von Bell. And again, look at the speed of these players. Barno's here, 92 speed. 94 acceleration. Wow. Maybe we need to give Barno a shot. Look at that guy. 92, 94. Yeah, we might have to let DJ Johnson go. Middle linebacker, look, speed 87, 86, 83. again, the fastest 88 and 88. We have to be the fastest linebacking core in the league with those numbers. I mean, it has to be. And we ought to be making something happen with that. Gotta figure out how to do that. JC Horn goes up to superstar. Not goes up, but is a superstar. Shaquille Griffin goes up to 85, it says. Dante Jackson. Jackson might get a shot, y'all. We may put Jackson. We may move Griffin. Promote Jackson. Promote Henderson. And see if we get something else. Griffin's contract, I didn't expect that he would be due. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's a look at the team. That's a look at the season. Let's see, anybody important here? Ingram. Did we lose anybody? Let's just stick on the NFL. Stick on the NFL. Ben Jones, Melvin Ingram. Yeah, the normal Julio Jones had a great game against us twice. He finally retires. Good riddance. This guy was killing us. Tired of messing with him. No one else really big here. Taiwan Jones, Deshaun Jackson, yeah. Okay, your normal retires. Pete Carroll hangs him up. Seattle's got to find somebody new to fill the gap with them. Yeah, we've got to figure out who we're going to negotiate with. We'll kind of pick that up. We'll pick that up next time for sure. But did we look at who won the Super Bowl? I don't even know did I see that? Let's go back to league. Let's end this episode with who won the Super Bowl. And your Dallas Cowboys are the winners of the Super Bowl. My wife would be totally excited by that. 31-17. Dak Prescott, 285 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Delivers for the blue and silver. Let's see what else had going on. Tony Pollard, Damian Harris. I wonder what, let me see what the key to this game was. Turnovers, maybe that was it. The turnovers were the key to the game. Third down conversions look pretty even. Red zone percentage. Yeah, without looking at the game, it looks like maybe the difference comes down to the turnovers, and there was 2 of them by by Buffalo, and not by Dallas. So the Dallas Cowboys finish off this season as your Super Bowl champions. And yeah, we've got work to do. I think if we are going to get better, I think the thing that we need to deal with real quick, just kind of as a recap, I think we're okay at quarterback. Don't need to mess with quarterback. I think we're okay at Blackshear, although we probably need to get I think it'd be nice to get a backup for Raheem. But I think I'm ready to give him his chance. I think he's earned a spot in my eyes. So we may need to get something at halfback. Fullback, I think we're going to end up losing Eric Salbert. He's already decided he's not coming back to our team. So we got to either draft a fullback or convert a tight end to fullback, which we may do. On the receiving core, we want to keep Thielen. DJ Chark is up in the air. His contract is due. Either we release or we sign and trade. DJ, he's a young player who should have some equity, and we have the money to sign him if we can sign him for a decent contract. That's a tradable contract for a young player. That's 79 overall. It may not make sense to do that. It may make sense just to let him, test the waters. Mingo, however, we are going to keep him, and we're not really looking at moving him. Preston Williams could be a player that, you know, I'm neither here nor there about. He can come, he can go, no biggie. And the rest of these receivers are all, you know, expendable receivers. Many of them will get dropped. Hayden Hurst has a solid spot at the tight end. However, he is 30 years old, and so we got to figure out who his next thing is. Tommy Tremble might be that guy. 84 speed and a lot of the same traits as Hurst, with exception to his catch. His catch is only 78 and Hurst's catch is 91. So we really need to find who's going to be as reliable a target as Hayden Hurst has been for us. But Bryant might get converted to fullback. We'll see what happens with that. But no need to make any moves in the offseason for that. Left tackle we're going to leave alone. I think that's good. Left guard I think is good as well. But the center position we're going to look to upgrade if we can. Not quite sure how we're going to do that. Feliciano is up for his contract, and we're probably going to end up bringing him back if we can. And so we'll be looking for a potential way to upgrade, but we may not be able to. Probably from the free agency, not looking to draft anyone. I didn't see anyone that would fit the bill for that. Right guard we feel comfortable with, and Taylor Moden, of course, we feel comfortable with. So offensive line is coming along. It just needs a little bit of help. Of course, Brian Burns is the anchor of our defensive line, so we've got to keep him. Everything on the right end is up for debate. You know, again, Gross Matos is a tradable player. 25 years old, 77 on the rise. He's a tradable player, and we may make a different kind of move for the right end to be less speed oriented and more power. And if we do, Matos may not be a guy that sticks around. Derek Brown definitely staying around. But outside of Derek, I'd like to upgrade this position as well. Ndamukong Suh is not going to be on this team, probably. And Anderson will be here and Williams will be here, but if we can get a better number 2 defensive tackle for the potential of a 4-3, that could be great. Or for the nickel package even. I think again we got gashed with the run a lot, and especially when Derek Brown went down. Von Bell, we're gonna keep, although we don't know if he's going to stay at the left outside linebacker position. We may move Vander Esch to the left outside linebacker position. Put Edmonds and Bell in the middle linebacker position. And same thing with this right outside linebacker. We're probably going to need someone else here. I like him. I like his speed. I like what he brings. He's but I don't know that Grugiel Hill is going to be a long-term player for us. Another player that's on the block a little bit. He's 29, maybe a guy that ends up filling in a trade package for something. He's a good player, but just not a starting player for us. And so we're going to move in that direction. Shaquille Griffin, I'm pretty sure I don't want him on this team. I just don't know whether we're going to sign and trade or just let him go. At 28, he's got really good statistics. He looks good on paper, just doesn't seem to be really working out for us. I want to get Dante Jackson and Henderson up in the count to get them a little more reps and see if their speed can be better used. It's a shame though, because Shaquille feels like he'd be a good fit for us, and yet it just doesn't seem like he has been. So I think we're going to make a move with him. And then Xavier Woods, I think we'll stick with, unless we end up with a better draft pick that brings in a free safety that challenges him. And then I think here, Jeremy Chin has got a lock on his position. So overall, that's the general look. Kind of look at the kicker. Kicker's okay. 94 kick power, which is fine. And then 94 kick power for the punter is also fine. That's one thing I'm really concerned with, is the kick power. And so, yeah, that that is an interesting, that's going to be an interesting look at what we have. So the players we're looking at for the draft, potentially, at least the players we've marked, right tackle. But really, as I've said in previous scenarios, I really like this player, Randy Brothers, and maybe I don't like him as much now. We've got more information on him. But I like his play recognition, hit power. Again, this could be the guy that replaces Hill, or gives us an opportunity to trade one of those linebackers that are really good for us. So I really like him. My eye is on Randy Brothers. We also really like Richard Bibbs. He's a top five receiver. Not the fastest guy. A in catching, A in short route, B in deep route as a rookie. Looks like a solid pick. I don't know if he's gonna be the fastest guy. His archetype is a slot receiver, which is actually not what I want. So maybe he's not the guy we need, but he's certainly someone we're looking at. A lot of people believe that this is the guy that we should go after. Top pick has us picking him. And then other players we really like, I think we like Larry Payne as a round 2, round 3 guy. Love his block shedding, his tackle. Again, kind of going more toward power on the right end. This could be a guy that fills that need for us. Larry Payne, block shedding is there, play recognition is there, tackle is there. That may be the thing that we need over there. So I am looking at Larry Payne as a possible fit for us coming out of Alabama. Bama. That could be the move there. And then the rest of these players we'll talk a little bit more about. These are players we kind of just marked as we were looking through. This is an interesting tight end player here, who fills a few boxes for us. Michael Farley. Another player that's interesting to me. Not really worried about the halfbacks. Yeah, we're looking at some of the offensive line. Yeah, and yeah, these are the 3 players I'm most interested in: Randy Brothers, Larry Payne, and Richard Bibbs. Those are the players I'm interested in, and not quite sure how it's going to fall and what's going to work, but those are the ones we're looking at. All right, man, if you hung out with us through all of that, then kudos to you. You are a beast. Thank you for doing it. Next video, we're actually going to go and make a lot of decisions, go through the offseason, get the free agency done, get the draft done, and get to the point of the preseason. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think about those college prospects. Love to hear your thoughts about who you think we should go for, what players you think we should, what moves you think we should make. Do you disagree with my assessment of the team and the players that we're looking to move? All of that is game. Love to hear from you and love to hear about it. Until next time, you guys be good. This is Pastor's Game 2. God loves you and so do I. And I will see ya when I see ya. Peace.